This time around, we have a brand new original character coming to the game known as the Dragon Knight Aerons. He's actually going to be the third unit to come from Buccaneer Tales, and he's going to be debuting in episode 4, which if you're on JP, episode 4 literally just dropped like today or yesterday. This is pretty hype, but unfortunately, no animations. I'm hoping that by the time I post this video, I'm able to find some so I can have some in the background for you guys so we can check them out. But let's talk about this guy's kit, what he's going to be doing, and how good he's going to be in like the metagame, because I'm not going to lie to y'all, after playing Grand Crusade for a bit and really like limit testing some of the units, I'm kind of changing my idea on like what makes a unit insanely strong, especially if we're considering Grand Crusade as like one of the main in-game modes. So of course, we all know Earth Dragon, right? Incredible. His slots are all attack slots, actually. We have physical slots, we have magic slots, and other physical, and even if you get him to LB7, he gets a physical or magic slot. Jesus, they really want him to have as much attack as possible. With the skill here, he's able to buff up his own arc gauge by 30. He's reducing the enemy's evasion rate, pretty solid. Seems like the art is just buffing up damage, giving a physical equip CT buff. It's only for himself, though. Kind of weird. I would have loved that to be for everybody, but you know, it's fine. The true art is actually magic instead of physical. You have a chance to inflict disease, you increase allies damage against enemies with status elements by 200%, and you increase allies damage against diseased enemies by an additional 100%. That's really solid. I'm glad that they added another clause there instead of just having it only against diseased enemies, because if you find somebody that's like poison or burning or whatever else, then you can still use this guy and get value from that 200% damage buff. And since it's a very unique 200% damage buff being against status elements, hey, that means it stacks with other characters, aka Veldora, which I'm assuming they really modeled this guy with the idea of Veldora possibly being on the team sharing a spot with them. The super art is going to be a massive 190,000% multiplier. You're reducing the enemy's physical res by 150 and disease res by 50% as well. One thing though that I really want you guys to take a look at here are the passive abilities, specifically this one. At the start of the quest and every 10 seconds, heal allies HP by 25%, and you increase the arts of an ally with the lowest arc gauge by 50. Every 10 seconds, just anyone on your team gets 50 arc gauge. Instantly, you get a battery to someone. That is kind of nutty. Like, in all honesty, that is ridiculous. And of course, we can't finish talking about everything in this guy's kit unless we refer to his true weapon as well, which is true weapon is going to be giving you 50% earth res down. If it's equipped by Aerons, it's going to increase his own arts by 3. I'm kind of a little bit upset there's no damage buff tied to this true weapon, but I guess it's because he's getting 3 arts per second. They thought that was more than enough. So yeah, my boy Aerons is looking actually not too bad whatsoever. I know that he has disease and status effects, you know, a lot of people just gloss over and like, oh my god, whatever. But the way how like Grand Crusade is kind of set up, and especially his episode of Grand Crusade, if they add a new boss into it, they are probably going to be susceptible to disease. And even the bird right now that's annoying everyone in the EX battle is also susceptible to disease. So you will be able to actually inflict them with it and get that crazy damage buff that everyone, of course, wants. Since it does state in his true art, it's just any status effect. The only thing I'm worried about when it comes to harder content is that, for one, not every boss is going to be susceptible to disease, but whenever they are, you will be able to deal with quite a bit of damage. Another thing is that you will have to make a team that is able to tank on higher levels of Grand Crusade. I will say once you hit level 50 in Grand Crusade, the game's difficulty spikes up drastically. Every single mini boss you fight is going to deal so much damage where you're going to need some type of damage mitigation. So if you run Aerons with Veldora, Veldora does have that defense slot, but you do need something else on there. Well, Evil Eye may come into play for that massive DR on the art. Or you could run like War God Finn as the leader, because most fights are over in 30 seconds or less, at least when it comes to the mini bosses in Grand Crusade. Of course, though, he doesn't have to be run alongside Veldora. That's just something that you can do if you want to. You could really run this guy alongside anyone in the game. You know, Shadow is going to be a great partner with him since he's mainly focusing on physical damage. Throw him on a team with Shiro Emiya. He's going to have protection then. Even using this guy alongside like Demon Lord Rimuru or something else to buff up his damage like that. One thing I will say is that I feel like Palamecia in the Crest Palace may be fearing for their life now, because instead of having to use Alvina, people can run Aerons and do crazy work with him. Not to mention, since this is episode 4, we're going to be getting brand new fusion equips to Grand Crusade more than likely. And I have a feeling that there's going to be a equip in there that's going to be able to ramp earth damage and make this guy look insane along with every single other earth unit there. He definitely won't be like overly top tier. He's definitely solid. He's not bad whatsoever. And in Grand Crusade, this guy could be a menace. But hey, you guys let me know down below what you all think about Aaron's. How are you feeling about him? Do you think he's kind of whatever? Do you think he's kind of good? Do you think the dragon meta is actually going to happen? That's a big one here. We are 2 units now into Mono Earth Dragon. Is it possible we can get 2 more dragons before the end of the year? Maybe I'm being too optimistic, but it could happen this year, ladies and gentlemen. If you enjoyed this video though, have a check out this video popping on the screen right now. It's the definitive guide to Grand Crusades. So if you haven't attempted Grand Crusade at all, check out this guide. It will help you out immensely. I'll meet you over there. Oh, and one more thing before you leave. Don't forget to drink water.